Hello everyone, the content of this section is from the book, The Land of the Free and the Home of the Hilarious, author, Olivia Wilson. Welcome to subscribe The Land of the Free and the Home of the Hilarious. Exclusive copyright. Chapter 7, The Moon Landing, the day we realized the sky wasn't the limit. On July 20, 1969, the United States achieved one of the most remarkable feats in human history, the moon landing. It was a moment that captured the imagination of people around the world and proved that the sky was no longer the limit for human exploration. It was also a moment that provided us with some pretty hilarious stories. Let's start with the moonwalk itself. Astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin became the first humans to walk on the moon, and their famous "one small step" quote will go down in history. But did you know that their suits were so bulky and restrictive that they had trouble moving around? At one point, Armstrong even got stuck in the ladder of the lunar module. And then there was the flag planting. The American flag was famously planted on the moon during the mission, but it was actually made from nylon, which caused it to look like it was waving in the wind, a problem, considering there's no atmosphere on the moon. But perhaps the most humorous aspect of the moon landing was the conspiracy theories that arose in the years after the mission. Some people believed that the entire thing was faked, filmed on a soundstage in Hollywood. They pointed to supposed inconsistencies in the footage and photos as evidence of the hoax. Of course, these theories have been thoroughly debunked, but they still make for some pretty entertaining discussions. All in all, the moon landing was a remarkable achievement that showed us what we're capable of when we set our sights high. It was a moment of inspiration and innovation, but it was also a moment of humor and humanity. So the next time you look up at the moon, remember the day we realized that the sky wasn't the limit, but maybe our imaginations still are. The internet, the day humanity discovered that we're all really bad at spelling. 10 conspiracy theories related to the moon landing. 1. The moon landing was faked. The most famous conspiracy theory surrounding the moon landing is that it was faked, and that the entire thing was filmed on a soundstage in Hollywood. 2. The flag was waving in the wind as mentioned in the previous chapter. The nylon flag planted on the moon appeared to be waving in the wind, despite the fact that there is no atmosphere on the moon. Some people believe that this is evidence of the hoax. 3. The shadows are inconsistent. Some conspiracy theorists have pointed out that the shadows in the moon landing photos appear to be inconsistent, suggesting that the lighting was staged. 4. The Van Allen radiation belt. Some people believe that the radiation in the Van Allen radiation belt surrounding the Earth is too strong for humans to survive, and that the astronauts could not have made it through alive. 5. The lack of stars. There are no stars visible in the moon landing footage, which some people believe is evidence that it was filmed on Earth. 6. The moon rocks are fake. Some conspiracy theorists believe that the moon rocks brought back by the astronauts were actually just rocks from Earth that had been planted on the moon. 7. The footprints are too clear. The footprints left by the astronauts on the moon appear to be too clear and well-defined, which some people believe is evidence that they were faked. 8. The photos are too perfect. The moon landing photos are often cited as evidence of the hoax, as they appear to be too perfect and too well framed to have been taken on the moon. 9. The shadows point in different directions. In some of the moon landing photos, the shadows appear to be pointing in different directions, which some people believe is evidence that they were staged. 10. The lack of dust. The moon is covered in a layer of fine dust, but some people have pointed out that there is no dust visible in the moon landing footage, suggesting that it was filmed on a soundstage. Thank you all for watching. This program is exclusively licensed.